Good morning, guys. So I'm back to baking. It's been a little bit. I haven't done much videos the past couple weeks just because life has been lifing and I've had a bunch of stuff going on. On my road to the tent, the next thing is a loaf, some kind of loaf cake or a pound cake, right? So I'm gonna do a dulce de leche loaf cake, I guess is what it's called. But first I have to do the dulce de leche. So I have made dulce de leche before. It's actually really easy. I find the easiest way is to take condensed milk and you basically just boil it for 3 hours and it turns into caramel, which is really kind of fun. So basically what I'm gonna do is put this in a pot, cover it with water, have about probably 2 inches of water above it, bring it to a roaring boil. Once it's boiled, I'll turn it down, but I still want it to simmer. Cover it and let it go for 3 hours. Okay, so a couple little things. I put mine on the side because it won't make as much noise. If you're sitting it up, it like the whole time, it's kind of annoying. So I just like to put it on the side. And honestly, I have the heat on as high as I can get it. So hopefully this will come to a boil pretty quickly. You can put the lid on, but I don't. I wait and put the lid on until after I have a roaring boil. So I'm just gonna sit it like this for a while and then I'll be back, guys. Okay, so it took a little bit, but now we are at a boil. So I'm gonna turn this on low and cover. And I'm gonna set my timer for 1 hour and then I'll check it. Okay, so it has been 3 hours and the dulce de leche has been cooking away and it is now done. So all I'm gonna do is take it out of the pan and just let it cool off. So give me a second and I'll show you. Here it is. You can see paper from the can came off. Make sure you use tongs because it is really hot. I'm just gonna flip this over, let it cool off, and then we will start making our loaf pan. Okay, so I've got my dulce de leche ready to go. I have preheated my oven to 350. I have a cup of butter that is at room temperature along with 2 eggs. And so now I'm gonna get you up on my little stand and we're gonna make the white chocolate chip dulce de leche loaf cake. Here we go. Okay, so I've got my stand mixer. I'm gonna use the paddle attachment. I'm gonna add that right now. Let's see, got my stand mixer, got my paddle attachment, my butter. I'm gonna microwave this for literally 10 seconds. It's soft, but not quite as soft as I would like it. Okay, so I microwaved that for just 10 seconds, and now I'm gonna put the cup of butter directly into my mixer. Okay. And then I'm gonna add 1 cup of brown sugar into this. And just blend this until it's nice and smooth. Probably about like 3 to 4 minutes. Okay, this looks great. I'm gonna turn it off and I'm gonna just scrape down the sides. Looks perfect. Okay. I'm gonna just put it on low and now I'm gonna add 1 egg at a time, 2 total eggs. I'm just gonna turn that up a little bit and let it get nice and incorporated. Okay, I'm gonna just get this nice and incorporated. Scooping up on here a little bit, so let's I'm gonna let that mix just a couple more seconds. I got it all over my hands, which is gross. Okay, we're gonna put this aside and focus on our dry ingredients for a little bit now. Get that out of the way. Okay, dry ingredients. Okay, we need 1 3/4 cups of flour, 1 1/2 quarter, and then we're gonna get some teaspoons here. So then we're gonna do a teaspoon of baking powder. So this is a 1/2 of a teaspoon, so I'll do 2 of these. 1, 2, and then a 1/2 of a teaspoon of baking soda. A 1/2 of a teaspoon of salt. I'm just gonna whisk this together. Okay. I'm gonna set that aside. I'm gonna bring back our mixture. Okay. First thing I'm gonna do is add 1/3 a cup of Greek yogurt. The recipe calls for 2/3 of a cup of Greek yogurt. So I'm gonna do 1/3, then I'm gonna add in the dry ingredients, then I'm gonna add in the other third. Okay. Now I'm gonna put in a third of the flour, then I'm gonna put in okay, we're gonna do our second third. Go ahead and start bulking through this. Okay, I'm gonna add the rest of the flour. Also, I add 1 teaspoon of milk. Okay, this is really good. I'm gonna go ahead and stop this. Clean off my wipe this off. Pop this off. Okay, now I'm going to put a 1/2 of a cup of white chocolate chips. You could use dark chocolate. I am weirdly not a huge chocolate fan, and I do like white chocolate better, and I think the white chocolate goes better with the Dulce de Leche. So I'm gonna put a 1/2 of a cup into the mixture and just mix that all together. Okay. Okay, let's put that aside. Okay, now let's get our pan ready to bake. So I'm going to use a 11 by 5 loaf pan. This will just make 1 loaf. And then do this. And then I am gonna also spray some Pam in it. It just like gives a little bit of extra protection, because there's nothing worse than when your stuff sticks. Okay, hopefully you can see that nice and well. So now I'm gonna take 1/2 of my mixture, put it right in here. Okay, make sure the whole bottom's covered. Spread out a little bit. Gonna try to make this look really pretty because there's no decorations, there's no like icing, so this is gonna be what it is, right? And obviously, if we're trying to prep for the tent, it needs to look fantastic. Okay. Now I'm gonna open my Dulce de Leche. This should be nice and caramely when I open it. Oh, look at that, guys. It is perfect. Perfect, perfect. Okay, so now I'm gonna just take some of this and put it in this center. And I'm really just gonna kind of smush it around. Want to make sure that there's enough in every bite when we eat it. Okay, that looks pretty good, I think. And we're gonna put the rest of the loaf in, the rest of the batter. Okay, so now we're just gonna do the same thing. Spread this out. Okay, and then I'm gonna put a little bit more, not quite as much as I did on the first, because this is more for show now, right? Okay, same thing, I'm gonna just spread it out. And then I'm just gonna try to do a swirl, guys. I'm hoping that once it's baked, this will look a little bit more attractive. Let's try that again. Okay. We're gonna use a knife and just try to swirl it. Okay. Prue and Paul might take points off for appearance on this one, and then I'm gonna just sprinkle enough again that like every bite to get a little bit of white chocolate. Okay, I think that's enough, don't you? Okay, so this is gonna go in a 350 oven for 60 minutes. Okay, so it's been an hour. Let's check and see how it's looking. Ooh, look at that. Now the only problem is my chocolate chips melted. Maybe I should have added those at the end. But it smells divine. Now let me see if it's ready. Okay, so I did check it with a skewer and it came out clean. So I'm just taking it out here and I'm gonna let it sit in the pan, I think for probably about 15, 20 minutes, and then I will take it out. But it really smells fantastic. Okay, I went ahead and took it out since I had the parchment paper. And so we're just gonna let this cool off for a little bit and then we will cut it and see how we did. It smells so good. Okay guys, so here is our loaf pan. I really don't know what to call this, our cake. It has been cooling for probably about a half hour. I'm just gonna get rid of the parchment, put it back here. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut this. So interesting, it looks like the Dulce de Leche has sunk to the bottom. I don't know why it would have done that. It must have just been too heavy. But I still think it's gonna taste great. The other thing is, if I was truly on the baking challenge, I wouldn't be able to do the Dulce de Leche because I'm not gonna have 3 hours to do it. So this probably wasn't the best recipe to try, but I think that it's gonna taste fantastic. It's kind of breaking apart on me here. I think this is gonna taste really good, just doesn't look great though. So I think that's something I continue. I think my flavors are good. Oh, this is good. I think my flavors are spot on. but my decorating is going to be my issue. It's really good. You can still see some of the white chocolate chips, but it looks like they also kind of sunk to the bottom. Yeah, so don't know why it sunk. So again, I'm gonna give myself pretty good marks on flavor, not great marks on the Dulce de Leche sinking. I gotta figure that out because I would like to make this again. And not good marks on presentation. Like I gotta work on that. So this one will not be following me to the tent when and if I ever get there. Have a good one, guys.